And Brakta Yahweh Brakatha, Yahushua Brakta Yahweh Brakatha, Yahushua Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled Damage Control, the Chariots of Israel. Lord will, you are edified. According to Merriam-Webster.com, damage control is defined as measures taken to offset or minimize damage to reputation, credibility, or public image caused by a controversial act, remark, or revelation. The focal point for this lesson is the Chariots of Israel, and they are considered as controversial acts as well as revelations that are damaging Esau's reputation, Esau's credibility, Esau's public image. Case in point, on Tuesday, June 28th, 2022, source ABC, article entitled Mysterious Lights in Sky Ignite Social Media Conversation. As you can see, these are the chariots of Israel. How do we know? Via the Holy Spirit, and they are documented in the scriptures, in the Holy Scriptures. Also, source ABC 7, article entitled Mysterious Lights Spotted in Sky Near San Diego, and it reads, San Diego residents were left scratching their heads after spotting mysterious lights hovering over the Pacific Ocean Monday night. Also, if we listen to this video, the anchorman was talking about how these mysterious lights were flying in the sky. Same source, on Wednesday, June 29, 2022, article entitled Mystery Solved. Now we know what those flashing lights over San Diego were. San Diego KABC Mystery Solved. Unusual lights that were spotted over the Pacific Ocean Monday night and caused quite a stir on social media have now been identified. The U.S. Coast Guard said the lights were flares fired from a ship off the coast of San Diego. The lights were spotted from multiple neighborhoods around 9 p.m. Monday. Eyewitness photos captured the then mysterious phenomena over the ocean, and videos of the lights were all over social media. The speculation ranged from planes and space junk to, well, something perhaps sinister or even extraterrestrial. This article, which is entitled Mystery Solved, is an example of damage control. All right. According to the Holy Scriptures, these are the chariots of Israel. Second Kings 2 and verse 9. And it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, Ask what I shall do for you before I be taken away from you. And Elisha said, I pray you, let a double portion of your spirit be on me. And he said, You have asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if you see me when I am taken from you, it shall be so unto you. But if not, it shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire like this, and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen, referring to angels thereof. The chariot of Israel. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. Let's go to Second Kings 6:15. And when the servants of man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servants said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. Verse 17, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord Yahweh, I pray you, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. They saw images of the chariots of Israel. Okay. Let's go to Acts 1:8. Let's start at verse 9. And when he, referring to Yahushua, spoke these things while they beheld, they is referring to the disciples. He was taken up, and a cloud, referring to a chariot of Israel, received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men, referring to angels, stood by them in white apparel, which also said, You men of Galilee, why stand you gazing up into heaven? The same Yahushua which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as you have seen go into heaven. All right. Another major point. San Diego residents were left scratching their heads after spotting mysterious lights hovering over the Pacific Ocean Monday night. Flares do not hover. Chariots hover. Helicopters hover. Okay? Let's focus on hovering. Let's go to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning, the Elohim created the heaven and the earth, right? Verse 2, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the spirit of the Elohim moved on the face of the waters. And also, when you analyze God in the Hebrew, it's Elohim, which means angels or judges. All right, referring to how Yahweh Shah and the 144,000 created everything we see and don't see from the blueprint of Yahweh, our Father. Okay. The focal point is moved according to the Hebrew. Strong's H 7363, pronounced as Ra Ha Pa, which means what? To hover. To hover. Again, San Diego residents were left scratching their heads after spotting mysterious lights hovering over the Pacific Ocean Monday night. Chariots hover. Okay. And again, Strong's H 7363, pronounced as Ra Ha Pa, which means to hover. So Yahweh Shah and the elected angels were inside of chariots. Okay. Damage control. Measures taken to offset or minimize. So, what measure was taken to offset or minimize damage to Esau's reputation, Esau's credibility, Esau's public image? The measure was the update of this article. Mystery solved. Now we know what those flashing lights over San Diego were. And according to the Coast Guard of Esau, the lights were flares fired from a ship off the coast of San Diego. Measures taken to offset or minimize. The update of that article, all right, to minimize the damage of Esau's reputation, Esau's credibility, Esau's public image caused by a controversial act, remark, or revelation. And what was the controversial act or revelation? The chariots of Israel. Lord, will you edified? Shalom.